Hello and welcome to the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host, YemmytheFerret, aka Yemmy, aka DJ Yemmy. And with me today is a Let's Player live streamer and vlogger. He has many names. He goes by Syphonator, Senpai, the Prawn Lord. I mean, he's got a bunch of names going on. But hey, he's a cool dude. He's funny. And here he is with us today. It's Syphonator. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh wait, no, this is not my this is not it. Okay, cool. How's it going?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm still a little hype after the whole E3 thing. I'm good. I'm really good, actually.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, all your social medias will be in the description below. So if anyone wants to check out Syphonator, who hasn't, who hasn't? But if you haven't, make sure you stroll on over. Twitter and YouTube will be down there. Syphonator, you've been live streaming a lot. I know that. And what's your favorite part of live streaming on YouTube?
Honestly, I have to say it's communicating with the audience. Like, everyone is there having a good time, and and even hell, it brings the community together and stuff. And it's really awesome. It's really awesome. I personally do like that aspect of live streaming the most.
Yeah, it's always nice to actually interact and chat with live with your subscribers and new people who come along too.
Uh-huh.
Are there any parts of live streaming that makes you go, oh man, I don't want to do this?
Well, when you think about it, for a common example, I play games that are like ragey, scary, kind of weird games. I don't screen them. I kind of just go into them right away. Like recently, Celeste, I didn't never play. There was a current version of it. Didn't touch it, not one time.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I actually played it, I was like, oh goodness. I'm dying left and right. No one is going to want to see this. And I'm like, crap. And the magic power of the live streams don't have editing. So you kind of are the raw package.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is raw. So if you're bad at platformers, you are bad. That's just it. But that's pretty much the gist of it, really. That's really what it comes down to. Like, it's sometimes that's how I feel when I play games that are kind of rage filled. I kind of feel, oh goodness, what am I getting everyone into, kind of thing. That's how I feel.
There's no power of editing to make you look better than you actually are. You can edit out those like 100 deaths, but the one time you get it, you're like, yes, all right, now it looks like I did it in one go.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm surprised. I sit there and try to act cool, like, yeah, we did it, yeah. And meanwhile in my head, I'm just like, yes.
So, what's the hardest game that you've played, either live or Let's Play?
The hardest game I'd have to say that I have played would probably be Celeste. I'll tell you why. Okay, so I'm a big music guy, so I love music. Now, mind you, it's not a common distraction. I mean, it's not an excuse for your bad platforming skills. I mean, it is what it is. But it's just games like Celeste that make you have to actually focus. And the music is just so good that it distracts you, and it gets to you, and then you're kind of like jamming out, having a good time, and then bam, you just die. Like, and then it's just like, oh wow, okay, and then everyone's looking like, oh well, that just happened, and I'm like, yeah, it did. I mean, it's just the music. What do you want from me? Like, it's just one of those things. Celeste is definitely the hardest game, and I've played a lot of indie games. And sometimes they're like a grab bag. You never know what you're going to get out of them.
Right.
So it was mainly that game thus far has probably have offered a challenge to me. Like, real challenge to me.
It is a pretty cool game. I was watching some of your live stream, when I can. I try to tune in. Yeah, and I mean, I love the music in the game, and I love watching you play it. It looks like a fantastic game. Does it play well?
Well, it does play really well. The controls are kind of wonky if you use the Joy-Cons, but that was probably just me. That just was bad with the Joy-Cons. Remember, the Joy-Cons, by the way, it's for the Nintendo Switch, so the Joy-Cons is a completely new form of gaming.
Right.
They're not connected like regular controllers. Mm-hmm. I could have connected them, but I was like the freedom of the arm. You're so used to connection controls, and it's kind of weird, so maybe I was just bad with them. But controls were actually really fluid on the Pro controller, and I'm sure it would be fluid if you had connected the Joy-Cons to the actual docking controls.
So you said you were a music guy. Do you play instruments, or are you just a fan of music in general?
Oh, I'm a big music guy. I would like to learn how to play things like the guitar and piano and stuff, and they have some really cool beats. And also, I do love music. I love game OSTs. Like, if it has a really good beat, most likely I'm going to be bumping to it. That's just me. That's me. Even a game I've never seen before, and I just hear the music, and it just catches me like almost instantly. I can be in the middle of saying something, and the beat just breaks down, and I'm just like, oh, it's like an entirely
You just lose what you're saying, and you get lost to the music.
Yes, exactly.
I always love games with those really good soundtracks, and I think one of the ones that I always point to and go, that's the soundtrack that anytime I hear it, I just listen to it. That's Banjo-Kazooie 64. I don't know if you ever heard that one, but man, how the music like flows together, and I love playing that game because you walk to the different areas and the music changes as you're walking. It's just like you get lost in that. It's like awesome. It's so freaking awesome.
I agree.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, there are games that have minimal music, like Outlast, and you have those horror games.
Oh boy. Horror.
Do you play a lot of the horror games, or is it more?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yes, I do. I do play a lot of horrors. A lot of them are kind of like Outlast and stuff. They're really cool games. I played the first Outlast. That's actually up on the chan. After I played Whistleblower off the record. Like I didn't play it. Like I didn't record anything of it. And a lot of really good indie game horrors. They really came out. It really scares me. Like I mean, okay. See, now I sound. It's just, even if I'm in a well-lit room, it doesn't ever take away from that immersion of something probably being right behind you.
Well, yeah, trust me, I get scared when I'm playing those games too. I don't record them, but it's it's really nerve-wracking when you hear a sound, you don't know where it came from, and you got your headset on. It's like, well, I'm alone.
You're alone, and they will get you. But yeah, I don't knock horror games. I actually enjoy them. They're fun. They're fun little heart jumpers, and they keep you on your toes. They'll tell you what, it wouldn't make anyone fall asleep.
That's true.
Impossible. Impossible. If you can sleep during a horror game, you clearly, I don't even know. You must have to be abnormal or something.
Yeah, well, there are people who they thrive on the horror games. They go, that's the only way I can get my fix is playing a horror game.
Okay. Well, they could play all the horror games in the world if it was for me.
So, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, you said that this was bringing you back to your childhood. So, when did you start gaming?
I probably would say that I've started gaming around 6 to 7 years old. I believe I was playing the Super Nintendo. Now, Donkey Kong Country goes way the hell back, like real way back for me. Like back from in the Super Nintendo version where you were playing as Donkey Kong trying to take care of King K. Rool from taking over Donkey Kong Island or something like that and saving all of your friends and stuff. But yes, I've played since then. And that's been a really wild ride since then too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I started with technically I started with an arcade cabinet that was at a bowling alley that was in the middle of nowhere. It was Metal Slug, and I could get through the first 2 levels with 1 quarter, and I was about 8 years old, I would think I was. Yeah. And my parents were like, oh, he likes video games. So the next year I got an N64 Christmas, and it was from there it's like, that's it.
That was it. That's exactly what it is. That's all it takes. I mean, they don't make games as hard as they used to. Like, they really don't.
That is true. And a lot of times I feel like a lot of games are kind of empty nowadays. Like, I don't know if you ever played Yooka-Laylee, but comparing Yooka-Laylee to Banjo-Kazooie is like, it's literally like nuts and bolts. Not to make a bad joke there, but it's literally apples to oranges. It's just like, oh man.
I get you. Yeah, exactly. You're right about that. Like when they brought Crash back, that was definitely something. It brought the rage, the feeling that you felt when you played them.
Right.
And it was classic, and it makes people so mad. The jump physics, it was just like playing the game again when I was really young, and that was amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of people couldn't handle it either, you know?
No, exactly. A lot of people couldn't take that.
I know they're, well, I guess everyone knows that they're making the Spyro remaster. Are you excited for that?
Definitely. I love Spyro the Dragon, man. I've played a lot of Spyro. I played a lot of Crash. I played when they fused worlds, and I played when they were in their separate worlds. Because if you don't know, there was one for the Game Boy Color some time ago called Crash Purple and Spyro Orange, where you actually played in Crash's world on Spyro, and Spyro you played with you played Crash's World of Spyro and Spyro World.
That's awesome.
It was intense. Didn't get a lot of screen time, but it was intense.
So what would be your favorite classic game from your childhood then?
Well, if I was to choose, I would probably say it would be Donkey Kong. Like, Donkey Kong had a great soundtrack, along with a difficulty. Now, Crash Bandicoot comes second to that. I couldn't just leave it without mentioning Crash Bandicoot.
Right.
Because I love Crash Bandicoot. And it turned out that one was also really good. And those two games, really, and Mario, like Super Mario, Super Mario World, like the classic Nintendo games. That's exactly what I loved when I was growing up. Those games were my favorite. And I know I was supposed to pick one, but I have like three.
Hey, it's all right.
I keep going on them.
Not many people can single out one game and go, yes, this is the one that's my favorite of all time. Like, a lot of people, they got that happy 3 or 4 that they go, they pick and choose sometimes. They go, one day it's that, one day it's that. You know how it goes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about Sonic Suggests, because that looked like the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen.
It was the developer trying to. It was like funny. Okay, so you know how I'm a Sonic fan. I love Sonic.
Oh yeah.
I love Sonic. Sonic is like the best. Music, high-speed stages, platforming challenges. I love Sonic. Okay. That developer, he took the game and threw it in a warped kind of way. But I mean, it was funny. It was cute. I had a good laugh out of it. And then when I look back when I was editing it, I'm just like, what in the world? I'm just like, hold on. Is Eggman doing a 2015 dance? What was that? The
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was just like, wow, I didn't notice this when I was too busy being in shock. But I mean, I know that the developer probably did it for a joke. It was probably made for a joke. I don't think it was made to be serious, but it was.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I love that in the beginning. It was like a Hideo Kojima game, and I was like, I was just like,
yeah, okay.
That's pretty funny.
Okay. Here's me. I'm just sitting there just making that face where I'm just like looking at the screen. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hideo Kojima, huh? Yeah. Okay, totally.
So along the same lines, then, how was Sonic Forces compared to other Sonic games? Because that's actually a legitimate game made by, Sega. Well, not Sega, but the same developers as Sonic.
Yes. See, I went in that game not expecting much because I went in there knowing the reviews. I played the game a year later after it being released.
Mm-hmm.
And people didn't really give it a lot of great credit. Like, they were like, oh, this is the worst Sonic game. This is almost on the same status as Sonic 06.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, okay, okay, so what do you expect? Like, okay, you'd expect the Sonic stage not to last more than 2 minutes. All right, Sonic is a light speed character. Okay, he's gonna move at the speed of sound, and it's just is what it is. The stages were short, but you can't go wrong with great soundtrack. The soundtrack was great. Yes, some of the people considered the storyline a little cringy, but I mean, that's just Sonic. Like, it's, to me, it didn't look cringy. It was just him. Like, that's him to me. Like, I enjoyed the game. The game, I sat in one sitting and played it, and I've never been more happy to have played that game. It's a good game. The story, music, your character creation, it's all fantastic. And everybody else will probably not agree with that, but I don't care whatever.
They can fight you in the comments, yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be your favorite Sonic game then?
My favorite Sonic game, I have to say, I would say Sonic Unleashed. Now, that was also a game people didn't like, but why would I say Sonic Unleashed? Because of the werewolf mechanic. It's completely different than a normal Sonic game when you were just running at breakneck speeds. Yeah, we had the boost function, because the boost where you just boost through the entire stage.
Right.
The wolf function had it to where you were actually combating in a field against monsters and creatures of all kinds, and it was a lot. It added a new mechanic to the table, and I think that new mechanics are cool, and I liked it and I played it. But Sonic Forces was easily a second to me. Like it was actually, Sonic Forces might have become my favorite just because of that new thing to add to the table, which were character creations and putting your character in with the Sonic crew. So it was really, really fantastic, phenomenal.
Sounds like Sonic 2 is like Call of Duty to me, you know. It's like everyone joins the hate train, but, you know, as long as you enjoy what you're playing, I think that's really all that matters.
Exactly. Call of Duty, I can't aim worth shit, so I don't want to get into Call of Duty. Once upon a time, I used to be that one guy who got like so much kill streaks and was able to activate a tactical nuke, but that was like way back when, like in Modern Warfare 2.
Right. Yeah, I think I have a very rare passion for Call of Duty, as in like I can go through each and every game and I play about roughly the same, but boots on the ground is definitely where I shine. And Call of Duty World War II, people are hating it, and I'm just loving it because I'm just going around boom, boom, boom. I'm killing people, and people are. I don't know. I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy it a lot more than what they put out in the past few years, and you know, that's really all that matters. As long as you enjoy what you're playing.
As long as you're enjoying what you're playing,
right?
It doesn't matter what everyone else
I mean,
thinks.
hey, maybe Sonic Suggest is someone's favorite game out there. You never know.
And that is fine. I will find that person and probably tell them otherwise. Hey, listen to your Lord and Savior, Sai Senpai. Let me show you the glory of Sonic Forces.
So where did this name Syphonator come from? And actually, you introduce yourself as Siphon, right?
Yes, I do introduce myself as Siphon. Many people call me Sai, just Sai Senpai. It's my name, or the origins of my name. Now, this was a question that was asked to me actually during one of my milestones videos. And the reason I got the name was from one of my games that I used to play that was also a really good game. It was called Syphon Filter. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
No, I never heard of that one.
Syphon Filter is kind of like Metal Gear Solid in a way, and you completed missions and you went around and you did a lot of crazy stuff. Syphon Filter. And I'm not gonna lie, coming up with a name on YouTube was quite difficult at first for me. I was like, okay, what can I use that no one else used? Okay, I had Siphon, but I said there's more siphons. Okay, so maybe spice it up a little bit. So originally I started off with Siphon Games, but then I thought this is just way too cliche. Like, what if I want to do vlogs? What if I want to do stuffing my face on a channel or these crazy videos? They're not going to be Siphon Games. So I was just like, games? No, it's not going to be that. It's going to be Syphonator, where I just upload and, you know, just whatever the audience wishes to see, or, you know, just in case someone wants to see me, I don't know, stuff my face full of pizza, they could get a video of me stuffing my face full of pizza.
Well, there you go.
It wouldn't be weird, right?
Yeah.
So it works out. Personally, I think a name is really important. And I know it's really difficult to come up with names nowadays because of how big YouTube is. So coming up with an original name could be quite difficult.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure there's probably tons of other siphons. But it is, you know what it is, I guess. I can't really. But I do like the name, and I enjoy Syphon.
Yeah, I know finding original names on anything nowadays is pretty challenging. I'm lucky that pretty much everything from my PlayStation account to my computer names to stuff like that, I usually am pretty good at doing like original names without putting numbers and letters after them. But it definitely is a challenge and I'm sure it'll just keep getting harder and harder as more people think of random things to put together.
Yeah, you see, I've never seen another Yemmy the Ferret, honestly. You're probably the first Yemmy the Ferret I've seen, and I've been on the internet, and I've been everywhere. You're the first Yemmy the Ferret I've seen. So.
There better be only one. He's an original character that I made up. If there was another one, I'd have to find him. I'd have to be like, hey, come here, listen.
You know, there can't be two of us. There's only one.
There's only one. So, last question for today. I was wondering if you had any ghost stories or anything like that you would like to share to...
Ghost stories?
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Okay. Well, if I was to go ahead and make up my own... Well, not make up my own. There was one point where... This one time when because I moved originally from New York, so I moved to North Carolina, and I had my place, and everyone helped me move in, and it was pretty helpful. Everyone just everyone left home, everyone went home, sorry, and then I'm left here in my house. So then I'm sleeping and I'm hearing weird noises. I was like, okay, well maybe, because it's a new place,
right? So
it's like I'm not gonna overreact. Like, I mean, because I'm probably feeling homesick from my old apartment in New York City. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. It's just fine. So then I keep hearing little crick, like it's hard to explain it, but it's like little salad fingers, like rubbing along the top of my roof.
Okay.
So then I get up to go check that out. It happened to be raining, and I'm like, oh, it's raining. That's what it is, because I'm not used to being because in New York City I lived in an apartment complex, so a lot of the apartment complex was people on top of you, so it wasn't like you could never hear the rain. It was actually really soothing. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. So my bathroom's set up to where it's to the right of me, and my room is set up to where it's like right there along the hallway, at the end of the hallway. So then as I walk out the bathroom, my living room is right next to me, to the right. Right? You're with me so far?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So then I turn left, and then from the corner of my shit, now mind you, like I said, okay, it's rational. It's probably, I don't know what it was. It could have been just my eyes playing tricks on me. But from the corner of my shits, I look to the right, and I just see this white drapery quick cloak that just across my stuff. So I'm like, no, that's definitely, because me, my first reaction is to move to get the hell out. Like,
right.
That's just my first reaction. So I'm like, hold on, don't freak out. So then now this is, don't do this in scary games or scary movies, by the way.
Right.
So then I go out and I investigate this creepy phenomenon, and I use the quotes investigate. So then I go out there, and then I turn, because that's where my living room's there, and then to the right is my kitchen. So then I sneak, and then I look, and then it's like just there's something. Now, it probably, like I said, it was my mind playing tricks on me. I'm probably still in sleep phase 2, and I'm still dreaming or something. I don't know what it was. But then when I looked, there was the same long drapery white gown, and just some woman with dark hair standing and looking out the window. So then when I blink, she's gone.
Oh.
So I'm like, I get up, I just walk away, close my door, and I lock it, and I go to sleep. I try to go to sleep. I stayed awake for at least 3 hours. Yes.
I was about to say, you're a brave man for going to sleep right after that.
I didn't go right to sleep. Nope, I was awake for 3 hours. When that sun came up, that's when I went to sleep.
Oh, man.
It was bad. But then I never saw her again. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. It was weird.
That's crazy.
Really weird.
I got goosebumps now, man.
Yeah, and this is the same house, and I've yet to see this crazy thing again. Thank goodness.
Yeah. Oh man, that's first night. That's what you see, man.
Yep.
Oh man, that.
I know anyone with rational sense would say nope, leave, but I kind of put a lot of money in it, and I'm just gonna stay.
Yep.
I'm not letting a ghost put me out, if that's the thing. See, sometimes when you're a gamer, reality kind of feels like a video game to you sometimes. Now, I might sound really nerdy saying that.
No.
But it just feels like it. So it's like your reaction is more calm than it would be somebody who's like hardcore, nothing but damn
paranormal activity investigator.
Yeah, just walking outside and doing daily activity, would probably freak out and move out. But my rational thinking, well, hey, maybe she's not like the girl from The Grudge. Maybe I could get away with this.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's not a girl person chasing me from Outlast. It's cool. I mean, she seemed pretty nice. I mean, she could have just did something creepy, like turned her head around and said something to me.
Right.
But so when I blinked, she was gone. So maybe she was shy. I don't know. I didn't want to deal with it. So
Ooh, a secret admirer from beyond the grave.
Yep. That's what I thought. And I let it slip with that, and that is it. That was all.
All right, well, have fun trying to sleep tonight, everyone.
Yeah, make sure I'm sorry to creep everyone out. It's real stuff. Like, you see a ghost, don't get scared of her. Like, sometimes if you get scared of them, they probably get scared of you too. Yeah, they're probably sensitive. Like, maybe they're just shy. Like, maybe you just gotta reach your hand out and try to talk to them.
Right. Be like, hey, do you need someone to lean on right now? And they'll be like, I'm
need
dead.
Someone to lean on. Yeah,
I'm dead.
mean, I'm dead. But like, come on, I can help you. Just talk to me.
All right, well, that is all the time we have today with Syphonator, aka Psy Senpai, aka Psy, aka Siphon. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we end the podcast?
Oh well, be aware of your surroundings. Now, I ain't trying to sign somebody from X-Files. I'm just saying, be aware of your surroundings. And you guys have a damn good one.
All right. Well, Psy can't believe that I am here talking to Syphonator right now, but it's time to go. And hey, all his links will be down in the description below, so make sure you check him out. That's Syphonator on YouTube and on the Twitter. So yeah.
That stuff, that gameplays, those lit. I scream and by the way, I cuss. So there's times that I do say some things. I hope you guys can take it, kind of thing.
Oh, I'm sure that. Well, you know, I don't know. I guess so. I guess people will find out. You know.
Yeah, they'll find out. Yeah.
All right. Well, I am your host, YemmytheFerret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.